Honey, where did you take Jack? It's almost dinner time. You said you were just going out for a bit this morning, but I haven't heard from you all day. Is everything okay?
Jack's fine. He's with me at my parents' house. We'll have dinner here and come back later. I'm sure Jack prefers my mom's cooking to your bland meals anyway. Besides, he needs to get used to our family's flavors if he's gonna take over the business someday.
Your parents' house? You could have told me that earlier.
I left when you were hanging laundry upstairs. Didn't have time to explain properly, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I was going to my parents when I left.
I didn't hear that.
There's a family gathering, and I brought Jack along.
A family gathering? I didn't hear about that either.
You didn't need to come. It's just for me and Jack, the future heirs. Dad's retiring this year, and I'm taking over next year. I told the relatives about it.
Wait, what? You're taking over next year? This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
You never asked.
No, you should have told me about something this important. What about your current job?
I'm just quitting. I've already informed the company.
Why wasn't I told about this?
I told you, you never asked. We've always talked about me eventually taking over Dad's real estate business and managing the family properties.
I knew about that, but I never heard when it was happening.
Dad decided it's time for him to step down now that I'm over 40. We announced it to the relatives along with Jack being the future heir. The kid was surprised.
Of course he was surprised. He's barely turning 21 next month. He's still in college. It's natural for him to be shocked about suddenly being named an heir.
As the eldest son, I always knew this would happen.
But you have a brother, and your parents said it wasn't decided which of you would take over. I thought this was still far in the future.
Jack's becoming an adult, so the timing is perfect. He'll work under me as soon as he graduates. He's our only son and our important heir.
Jack wants to go into research. He's aiming for a job at a pharmaceutical research lab.
That's too bad. Jack's my son. It's been decided since he was born that he'd take over the real estate company and manage our family properties.
But you've been doing your own thing all this time. You don't even work in real estate. Are you sure you can handle taking over your dad's business?
Unlike you, who lives carelessly day to day, I've been planning for the future. I've been studying and getting qualifications to take over the real estate business.
Really? I've never seen you studying at home.
I studied outside, obviously. There are schools for adults. I spent good money on private tutors to learn everything.
I had no idea. Why didn't you ever mention this to me? We're supposed to be partners, Robert.
Partners? Don't make me laugh. I make the important decisions in this family.
That's not how a marriage works. We should be making these choices together, especially when they involve Jack's future.
You wouldn't understand. This is about legacy, about carrying on the family name and business.
And what about Jack's wishes? His dreams? Don't they matter?
He's young. He doesn't know what's best for him yet.
He's not a child anymore, Robert. He's old enough to have a say in his own future.
You've always coddled him too much. It's time he grew up and faced reality.
Reality? You mean your reality? Where everyone just falls in line with your plans?
My plans are for the good of this family. You should be grateful.
Ungrateful for you making unilateral decisions that affect all of our lives?
Yes, grateful. I'm securing our future and Jack's future.
This isn't right, Robert. We need to talk about this as a family when you get back.
There's nothing to talk about. It's done.
It's not done. Not until we all agree.
You're being ridiculous. I'm not discussing this anymore. It's all settled. You better prepare yourself. Jack and I will stay here tonight and come back tomorrow.
Oh, but Robert, I really think we should discuss this more. It's a big decision that affects our whole family.
There's nothing to discuss. It's been decided. We don't need dinner. I'll call when we're on our way back tomorrow.
But what about Jack's dreams? His studies? He's passionate about research.
He'll learn to be passionate about real estate. It's a family tradition.
Can't we at least talk about it as a family when you both get back?
No need. I've already explained everything to Jack. He understands his responsibilities.
I'm not sure he does. He's never mentioned wanting to join the family business before.
That's because you never asked him about it. You're always too focused on your own things.
That's not fair. I've always been supportive of Jack's interests.
Well, his interests are changing now. He's growing up.
Can I at least talk to him?
He's busy with the relatives now. I'll have him call you later.
Please do. I'm worried about him.
There's nothing to worry about. He's with family.
But I'm his family too, Robert.
You're being dramatic. We'll be back tomorrow. That's final.
All right, please tell Jack I love him.
Fine.
Robert, I can't believe you're doing this. We've been married for 20 years, and you've never once mentioned these plans to me.
That's because you've never shown any interest in the family business. You've always been too focused on your own career.
That's not true, and you know it. I've always supported you and Jack in everything you do.
Support? You call constantly pushing Jack towards research support?
I'm not pushing him. I'm encouraging him to follow his passion. Isn't that what parents are supposed to do?
Parents are supposed to prepare their children for the future, and Jack's future is in real estate, whether he knows it yet or not.
You can't just decide his entire life for him, Robert. He's his own person.
He's my son and he'll do as I say. End of discussion.
This isn't over, Robert. We'll talk about this when you get home.
There's nothing to talk about. The decision has been made.
Jack, how was your 21st birthday celebration? I'll be home at the usual time of work, but if you're going out with friends, feel free to eat out.
I just got back from the celebration. I'm heading out for dinner with some old classmates.
Don't go too wild, okay? Your father and I aren't great with alcohol, so you probably inherited that.
I know. I learned my limits on my 20th birthday. By the way, Mom, did something happen with Dad?
What do you mean? Like a fight?
Maybe Dad's just going off on his own again, but did something happen? He's doing a big clean-out saying he needs to organize things.
A clean-out? We just did spring cleaning. Why now?
I wondered that too, so I asked him, and he said he's throwing out unnecessary things. Something about preparing for the new fiscal year.
Unnecessary things? I don't think we have much that's unnecessary. Is he throwing out his own stuff too?
That's the thing. I tried to stop him, but it looks like it's all yours. If anything, he's piling up all of your things at the front door.
My things?
Aren't these your clothes and the books you've been collecting?
Yes, they are. Why are they piled up like this? They're not unnecessary at all.
He didn't ask you about this, did he? I told Dad to wait until you got home so you could sort through things together, but he insists that as the head of the household, he gets to decide what's unnecessary. He's not listening to me and keeps piling up your stuff.
What should I do? I can't leave work right now.
I'll try to stop him again, but you know how Dad is when he won't listen. It's like that time he dragged me to that family gathering the other week.
Wait, what? The family gathering you went to with your father last month. He forced you to go?
Yeah, that one. I had plans with friends, but he suddenly told me we were going out. I didn't even know we'd be staying overnight. It was a real shock.
I see. Well, about these belongings of mine, could you at least rescue the books without your father noticing?
Sure, I'll do that. I know how much you cherish that collection, and they might get creased like this. I'm afraid if I say anything more, Dad might just throw everything out right away. Sorry, I can't save more than the books.
It's okay. I'll try to contact your father to see what he's thinking. You have plans with your friends, so don't worry and go when it's the time.
All right, but Mom, I'm really worried about what's going on. Dad's been acting strange ever since that family gathering.
I know, sweetie. I'm worried too. Can you tell me more about what happened at the gathering? I feel like I'm missing something important.
It was uncomfortable. Dad kept talking about me taking over the family business, but I've never wanted that. I tried to tell him, but he wouldn't listen.
Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was that bad.
It's not your fault, Mom. Dad's the one who's being unreasonable.
Still, I feel like I should have known. I should have protected you more.
You've always protected me, Mom. That's why I'm telling you about this now.
Thank you for trusting me, sweetheart. We'll figure this out together, okay?
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it. But what about your things? I feel terrible just leaving them there.
Don't worry about that now. Your safety and happiness are more important to me than any material possessions. We'll sort this out, I promise.
Okay, Mom. I love you.
I love you too, Jack. Happy birthday. Try to enjoy your dinner with your friends. We'll talk more later.
I'll try. Thanks, Mom.
Honey, Jack told me you're piling up my things at the front door. What's going on? Why are you doing this?
Isn't it obvious? Your stuff is no longer needed.
What do you mean? You don't get to decide unilaterally what's needed or not needed of my things.
Today was Jack's 21st birthday, right?
Yes, but what does that have to do with anything?
I've been waiting for this day for so long.
Huh?
The day I could finally kick you out of the house.
Kick me out? What are you talking about?
You must have sensed it by now. I've always hated you, but I endured being your husband for 20 years, solely waiting for my heir, Jack, to become an adult. Now that he's a grown man, he doesn't need a mother anymore.
Wait a minute. What on earth are you saying?
You were just a convenient housekeeper to raise my heir.
What?
I've always had someone else in my heart, but she couldn't have children. I needed a child to inherit my father's business and assets. Our family has a long lineage, so having a child to continue it would make it easier for my father to hand things over.
Someone else in your heart? You mean you've had someone else all along?
My true love has been and always will be her alone. What I needed was a self-sufficient woman with a job who could bear and raise a child, earn money, and do housework.
No way! You married me just to have and raise an heir?
What other use did you have? You conveniently worked hard, too. The plan was to wait until Jack was independent, divorce you, and marry her.
So, you've never had any feelings for me from the start?
Your role is over. I'm preparing to enter a new phase to take over the family business, and before that, I want to clean up this fake marriage. I've gathered all your belongings at the entrance, so take them and leave. I've left the divorce papers there too, so sign them.
This is too much.
She studied real estate before me, has qualifications, and taught me the knowledge. She'll support me properly as I take over my father's business. Unlike you, she can support me in my work. She'll be my partner in both private and professional life.
So the previous tutor was your true love all along. Isn't that cheating?
Don't be ridiculous. You were never my girlfriend. I should be asking for compensation for putting up with you for 20 years. Thanks for the childcare. You've served your purpose. Now disappear.
I see. All right.
You're being unexpectedly obedient. If you're not gonna make a scene, then that's perfectly fine with me. Jack's an adult now, so things like parental rights and child support don't matter. Just leave the house, alone and lonely.
Robert, I can't believe what I'm hearing. 20 years of marriage, and this is how you really feel?
Don't act surprised. You must have known deep down that this wasn't a real marriage.
No, I didn't know. I loved you, Robert. I thought we had built a life together.
Well, you thought wrong. It was all part of the plan.
And Jack? Was he just a pawn in your plan too?
Jack is my heir. That's all that matters.
He's our son, Robert. A human being with his own dreams and aspirations.
His dream should be to take over the family business. That's what he was born for.
You can't decide someone's entire life for them.
I can and I have. It's done, Emily. Pack your things and leave.
What about all the memories we've shared? The good times?
They meant nothing to me. It was all an act.
I can't believe this. All these years.
Believe it. Now are you gonna leave quietly or do I need to throw you out myself?
You wouldn't dare.
Try me. I've waited 20 years for this moment. Don't test my patience now.
Fine, I'll go, but this isn't over, Robert. You can't treat people like this and expect to get away with it.
Watch me. Goodbye, Emily. Don't forget to sign the divorce papers on your way out.
You'll regret this, Robert. Mark my words.
The only thing I regret is not doing this sooner. Now get out of my house.
Our house, Robert. Or have you forgotten that too?
It doesn't matter. It'll be mine soon enough.
We'll see about that. You're not the only one who can make plans, Robert.
What's that supposed to mean? You have nothing. No power, no influence, nothing.
You'll be surprised what I'm capable of. You've underestimated me for 20 years. That ends now.
Empty threats. Just leave quietly and we can both move on with our lives.
Move on? After you've lied to me for 2 decades? Use me? Use our son?
It's business, Emily, nothing personal.
Nothing personal. This is our family.
Was our family. Now it's just me and Jack. And soon it'll be me, Jack, and my true love.
You're delusional if you think Jack will go along with this.
He doesn't have a choice. He's my son, my heir.
He's his own person, Robert. You'll learn that soon enough.
Enough of this. I want you gone by the time I get home. Is that clear?
Crystal clear. Goodbye, Robert. I hope it was worth it.
What have you done? Don't ignore me. Answer the phone immediately. I know you did something.
What was it now? I submitted the divorce papers last week and finished moving out. Don't you have no more use for me?
Where's Jack? I came back from a company training at my parents' house, and when I got home, Jack's not here and his stuff is gone.
Well, Jack decided on his own to move out and away from you. We finished moving yesterday.
What? What do you mean?
We moved yesterday. I helped with finding a new place, the contract, and unpacking. Didn't your son tell you anything?
Wait a minute. Why would Jack move out?
Isn't it because I left?
How does that make any sense?
And after I had to leave, Jack said he wanted to leave too and cut ties with you. He found a new place closer to his university on his own. Since he's a student, having a parent there made the contract process easier.
But why? He's my heir.
Jack wants to be a researcher, but you didn't listen and just decided he'd be your ear. Then, you suddenly introduced a strange woman as his new mother and kept bad-mouthing his real mother. He was exhausted by it all. That's why he decided to take my maiden name.
Wait a second. He's my child. Why would he take your maiden name after we're divorced?
Because he doesn't want to be your heir, obviously. He said he wanted to live as my child, not yours. He's an adult now, so I told him to do as he likes. He seems to have researched it thoroughly. He's preparing to file for a name change with the family court.
If he does that, I won't have anyone to take over after me. I'm about to inherit the business.
This is Jack's choice. He's an adult now, so we as parents can't force or supervise him anymore. This is his life and his decision.
But
Jack has always been a proactive kid. He must have had a lot of thought seeing your behavior. He decided on the new place in the family court matter on his own and acted quickly. Now that Jack and I are gone, you can enjoy your newly wedded life with your true love. I wish you both happiness.
Wait. At least tell him to give us a chance to talk as a family. He's not answering my calls. Please. What did you do? Why has the house been sold? You don't have that authority. I was planning to sell it next year after moving to my parents' house with my girlfriend.
For someone who's going to inherit a real estate company, you didn't even check the property rights for the house you're living in?
What do you mean?
It's not yours.
Impossible!
Do you remember buying it yourself?
That house was given to me by my father, wasn't it?
You've forgotten. When I was pregnant and we found out it was a boy, your father gifted the house to us. At the time, it was still in your father's name, and it was a gift for Jack. We talked about changing the name to Jack when he became an adult.
That's right, damn it!
So we changed the name on Jack's birthday, but you weren't there for his birthday celebration because you had plans with a friend. I wonder if you were with your true love then.
That's...
The house you're selfishly living in now belongs to Jack, and he sold it to a real estate agency himself.
Without consulting me at all?
He did consult your father, though. He's a professional, after all.
He consulted with my father?
He said he reported everything to your father himself. About changing his surname, his future dreams. Your father supported Jack and encouraged him to pursue his goals if he had the ability.
So this house has really been sold?
What do you mean? You should have started preparing to move out soon.
How dare you! I've been looking forward to living with my girlfriend for years! You've ruined everything!
Also, I heard this from Jack, and I think you'll hear about it soon, but your father's retirement has been canceled.
What?
He's not letting you take over. Your father will continue working actively. He plans to spend the next 2 years training your brother as a land management and real estate specialist, intending to hand over to him. He told Jack not to worry about anything.
My brother is taking over instead of me? Wasn't I, the eldest son, supposed to inherit my father's business and assets?
That's a family matter for you all. I don't know and I'm not involved. I'm just sorting out my own issues. No matter how much you call me the other woman and you claim the woman is your true love, I was the one in the marriage relationship. Anyone can see that she's the other woman. I'm claiming compensation for being deceived and cheated on for 20 years, maybe even longer.
Hold on, I won't pay anything like that.
We can go to court if necessary. Jack said he'd cover the lawyer's fee. He said it's fine because he has money from selling the house.
Why is Jack always on your side?
I wonder why. Maybe you should put your head on your heart and think about it yourself. Anyways, I'm going to consult with the lawyer who specializes in these matters. Introduced by an acquaintance. The next time you hear from me, it will probably be through the lawyer.
Wait a minute, I get it. Let's all calm down and talk. Let's have a meal together. Jack, you, me, and her, and discuss this.
There's nothing to discuss. I decline. Now hurry up and pack your things.
Emily, please, we can work this out. There must be some misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? You've made everything crystal clear when you kicked me out, Robert. There's no room for misunderstandings there.
I was confused. I didn't mean what I said.
Oh, so now you're confused? After 20 years of marriage and planning this all along?
I know I've made mistakes, but can't we talk about this for Jack's sake?
Don't you dare use Jack as an excuse. You've hurt him enough already.
But he's my son. I have rights.
Rights? What about Jack's rights? His rights to choose his future?
The family business is his future.
No, Robert, that was your future, the one you planned without considering anyone else's feelings or desires.
But my father, the company.
Your father seems to understand Jack better than you do. He's supporting Jack's dreams.
This can't be happening. Everything I've worked for.
Maybe you should have worked on being a better husband and father instead of planning to take over the company.
Emily, please, give me another chance. I'll make it up to you and Jack.
It's too late for that, Robert. You've made your decision, and now you have to live with the consequences.
What am I supposed to do now? Where am I supposed to go?
That's not my problem anymore. You wanted me out of your life, remember? Well, congratulations. You got your wish.
But what about my girlfriend? She was supposed to help me with the business.
Oh, so now you're worried about her? Maybe you should call her for help. I'm sure she'd be thrilled to hear about your sudden change in circumstances.
Emily, don't be like this. We've been together for 20 years.
No, Robert, you've been lying to me for 20 years. There's a difference.
Can't we at least talk to Jack together and try to convince him to change his mind?
Jack is an adult now. He makes his own decisions, and he decides he doesn't want anything to do with you or your plans for his life.
But he's throwing away his inheritance.
He's choosing his own path, something you never allowed him to do.
This isn't fair! I've lost everything!
And whose fault is that, Robert? You planned this for 20 years, remember? Well, this is the result of your planning.
I never meant for it to turn out like this!
What did you expect? That you could treat people like pawns in your game and they'd just go along with it?
I thought I was doing what was best for the family!
No, Robert. You were doing what was best for yourself, and now you're facing the consequences.
Please, Emily, help me fix this!
I can't fix this, Robert, and even if I could, I wouldn't. You made your bed, now lie in it.
What am I supposed to tell my parents, my brother?
The truth may be a good start, though I doubt you even know what that is anymore.
You're being cruel, Emily!
Cruel? You want to talk about cruelty? How about using someone for 20 years and then crossing them aside like garbage?
I said I was sorry!
Sorry doesn't cut it, Robert. Not for this.
So that's it? You're just gonna leave me with nothing?
You left yourself with nothing, Robert. Your choices, your consequences.
I don't know what to do!
For once in your life, Robert, try thinking about someone other than yourself. Maybe start with Jack.
Jack? Do you think he'll ever forgive me?
That's up to Jack, but if I were you, I wouldn't hold my breath.
Can you at least tell him I want to talk?
I'll pass along the message, but it's his choice whether he wants to hear from you or not.
Thank you, Emily. I know I don't deserve your help.
You're right. You don't. Goodbye, Robert.
Goodbye, Emily. I'm sorry for everything.
It's too late for that now, Robert. Much too late.
I understand. I never thought it would end like this.
That's because you never thought about anyone but yourself, Robert. Maybe now you'll have time to reflect on your actions.
Emily, please, just one more chance. I'll do anything.
Anything? How about respecting Jack's decisions? How about facing the consequences of your actions without trying to manipulate everyone around you?
I can try. I will try. Just please don't cut me off completely.
Robert, you cut us off when you decide to treat us like objects in your grand plan. You don't get to decide when and how to be part of our lives anymore.
But what about all the good times we had? Didn't they mean anything?
They meant everything to me, Robert. That's why this hurts so much. But you've made it clear that they mean nothing to you.
It's not true. I got caught up in my ambitions.
Your ambitions cost your family, Robert. I hope it was worth it.
It wasn't. I see that now. Please, Emily, help me make this right.
I can't make this right for you, Robert. Only you can do that. And it starts with respecting Jack's choices and leaving us alone.
I understand. I'll try to do better.
Good. That's a start. Goodbye, Robert.
Goodbye, Emily. Take care of Jack.
I always have, Robert. I always will.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey Olivia, when are you going to RSVP to the wedding invitation? Your best friend is getting married. It's common sense to reply the day after you receive the invitation, you know? Hurry up and let me know if you're coming or not. What? Seriously, Jessica, you're getting married? What kind of reaction is that? Don't tell me you haven't even looked at the invitation. Go check your mailbox right now. Sorry, I can't check my mailbox at the moment. What do you mean? Are you at work or on a business trip? No, I'm actually in the hospital right now. In the hospital? What happened? Did they find something wrong with you? It's not an illness. I was in a car accident. Got hit by a car at the start of the new year. Oh no, are you okay? Will you be able to leave the hospital soon? Can you make it to my wedding? Well, I broke my right leg, so I won't be discharged for a while. I'm covered in bruises and pretty badly injured. The car that hit me was speeding and ran a red light. That's terrible. How long have you been in the hospital? Why didn't you tell me sooner? It's been about a week now. I'm sorry I didn't reach out earlier. Everything happened so fast, and I've been in and out of tests and treatments. A week? Olivia, I'm your best friend. You should have called me immediately. I know, I'm sorry. I didn't want to worry anyone, and I thought I'd be out sooner. Well, now I'm really worried. How bad is it? Do you need anything? The doctors say I'll recover, but it'll take time. Don't worry too much, okay? How can I not worry? My best friend is in the hospital. Do you need me to bring you anything? Books, snacks, your favorite pajamas? That's sweet of you, Jessica. Maybe some books would be nice. The hospital can get pretty boring. Consider it done. I'll drop by tomorrow with a care package. Now, about the wedding. But I can't stay down if my best friend is getting married. I'll do my best to get out of the hospital and heal my injuries before the wedding. I promise. I appreciate the sentiment, but is that really possible? The wedding is just over 2 months away. They say it'll take 6 months for the fracture to heal completely, but I think I might be able to leave the hospital by then. I'll probably need crutches or a wheelchair, but I'll definitely be there. 2 months isn't a lot of time to recover from such a serious accident. Are you sure you'll be up for it? I'm determined to make it work. I wouldn't miss your big day for anything. That's sweet of you. But Olivia, I'm not sure that's the best idea. What do you mean? I promise I won't be a burden. I can manage with crutches or a wheelchair. I see. It sounds like it'll be difficult for you to attend normally. I'm sorry, Olivia, but to be honest, I'd rather you didn't come. Actually, please don't come. I don't want an injured person at my wedding. Wait a minute. It's just a broken bone. There might be some scars, but I won't be covered in bandages. Can I really not attend? Absolutely not. Today's wedding is very extravagant, and I want it to be perfect. Having a woman in a wheelchair there would ruin everything. Everyone would focus on you instead of me, the bride. Besides, you know who I'm marrying, right? That person is really wealthy, isn't he? He's from a family of doctors and owns a hospital, right? When you got engaged, you were so excited about marrying into money. Exactly. This is my chance to secure a fantastic future. I can't have anything messing that up. But Jessica, I thought we were friends. Shouldn't friends support each other, especially on important days like this? Oh, Olivia, you're so naive. Let me explain something to you. What do you mean? He's paying for the entire wedding. He's fulfilling all of my wishes. My wedding dress is top of the line, and we've put a lot of effort into the flowers and decorations. My wedding is costing $1 million. $1 million? That's an incredibly lavish wedding. And many of his wealthy relatives and friends will be attending, so I need to really step up as the bride. I understand it's a big deal, but surely your friends are important too. Olivia, you're not getting it. This wedding isn't just about celebration. It's about impressions, connections, and my future. But as your best friend, shouldn't I be there to support you? Support? Olivia, you'd be a distraction. An eyesore, even. Jessica, that's a horrible thing to say. How can you talk to your best friend like that? Best friend? Oh, Olivia, it's time you understood something about our relationship. What are you talking about? Why do you think I've stayed friends with you into adulthood? You've always been pretty and had a certain charm. I thought if I hung out with you, people wouldn't think I was a nerd. But now you're all battered from the accident. You have no value anymore. I don't need a friend like that at my wedding. Hold on. Was our friendship really that calculated? Well, yes. Since we're being honest, I never once thought of you as a real friend. What did you say? Having a pretty girl like you next to me was supposed to benefit me. That's why I took the best friend position. Actually, there were plenty of perks just from being close to you. Teachers had a good impression of me, and I got to know and date that handsome senior. I can't believe this. I always thought you were my dear friend. You may be pretty, but you're such a naive idiot. To be clearer, you were just an accessory to me. But when an accessory breaks, it's useless. I don't need an ugly, scarred you anymore. How could you say that? So don't come to my luxurious wedding, and don't associate with me anymore. This is too cruel. To think all our friendship was fake. If you had stayed pretty, I would have kept you as a friend. Jessica, I don't even know what to say. We've been friends since high school. Remember all those late nights studying together? The time we went on that crazy road trip? How can you say none of that was real? Oh, Olivia, those were all calculated moves. The study sessions? I needed your notes. The road trip? It looked good on social media. Every moment was planned. I can't believe this. All these years. Was there ever a genuine moment between us? Genuine? Please. Everything was a transaction. Your looks, your popularity, your kindness, all tools for my benefit. But what about when my grandmother died? You were there for me. You comforted me. Was that fake too? Of course it was. I had to maintain the image of a caring friend. Plus, your emotional vulnerability made you even more dependent on me. It was perfect. Jessica, I feel sick. How can you be so cold? Cold? I'm being practical. This is how the real world works, Olivia. It's time you grew up and understood that. No, this isn't how the real world works. This is how manipulative people work. I can't believe I never saw this side of you before. That's because you're naive. Always seeing the best in people is what made you such a perfect target. Target? Is that all I ever was to you? Pretty much. And now, as a broken target, you're useless to me, especially at my wedding. It hurts, but I still want to attend your wedding. You might not have thought of me as a friend, but you were an important friend to me. Even if we stop being friends after this, please let me celebrate your wedding one last time. You're such a stubborn idiot. Fine, if you insist, I'll let you attend. But only if you've completely healed from that accident. Completely healed? But Jessica, you know that's impossible in just 2 months. Exactly. So unless you miraculously recover, which we both know won't happen, you're not coming. End of discussion. I can't believe you're doing this. After everything we've been through. Oh, stop being so dramatic. It's just a wedding. My wedding. And I want it to be perfect. A wedding is supposed to be about love and sharing joy with the people who care about you. No, Olivia. A wedding, especially one like mine, is about status, connections, and securing a future. Love is secondary. That's such a cold way to look at it. What does your fiancé think about all this? He doesn't need to know about these little details. As long as I play the perfect bride, he'll be happy. So you're manipulating him too? Jessica, this isn't right. Right, wrong, who cares? What matters is getting what I want. And what I want is a perfect wedding without a crippled ex-friend ruining the aesthetics. Ex-friend? So that's it? Years of friendship. Gone. Just like that. Olivia, for the last time, there was never any real friendship. It was all a game. And now the game is over. Accept it and move on. I need some time to process all this. I can't believe this is happening. Take all the time you need. Just do it far away from me and my wedding. All right. I'll do my best to heal as much as possible in the next 2 months. Whatever. Just don't show up unless you're 100% healed. And I mean 100%. No crutches, no wheelchair, no visible scars. Got it? I understand. I'll do my best. Good. Now, I have a wedding to plan. Don't contact me again unless it's to RSVP. No. Jessica, wait. What now? Despite everything you've said, I still care about you. I hope your wedding is everything you want it to be. Ugh, you're so annoying with your sappy sentiments. This is exactly why I can't have you at my wedding. Goodbye, Olivia. Jessica? It's Olivia. I'm here at the venue. What? I told you not to come unless you were fully healed. I know, but I've made a lot of progress. I thought maybe... No, absolutely not. Leave immediately. But Jessica, I've come all this way. I don't care. If you crawled here on your hands and knees, you're not welcomed. Why did you kick me out? I came all this way to congratulate you. Because you showed up, of course. I told you clearly, come only if you're completely healed. I worked hard to get discharged, but of course I still can't walk on my own after just 2 months. I still wanted to congratulate you, so I came. All my other injuries have healed, and I've covered the scars with makeup. Is that still not okay? Absolutely not. Today's wedding is very extravagant, and I want it to be perfect. Having a woman in a wheelchair there would ruin everything. You'd stand out more than me, the main character. That's not true. The guests know that the bride and groom are the main characters. No one will pay attention to my injury or wheelchair. Shut up. You have no value as an injured person. Stop arguing and just leave. Jessica, please, think about what you're saying. We've known each other for years. How can you be so cruel? Years of what? Years of me tolerating your presence for my own benefit? Those years mean nothing now. But surely some of it was real. All those memories we shared. Olivia, you were supposed to be my foil today. No matter how pretty you are, you couldn't have outshone me, the bride. I'm wearing a top-class wedding dress, and today I am the most beautiful woman in the world. If you, the pretty friend, had stood next to me, it would have been perfect. It would have highlighted my beauty even more. But having an injured person in a wheelchair next to me is meaningless. You really never thought of me as a friend, did you? Foil, highlighting yourself. You truly thought of me as a convenient accessory from the bottom of your heart. I told you clearly the other day, didn't I? I only hung out with you because I thought you had value as a pretty girl. But now you have no value, and you're neither my best friend nor my friend. A person in a wheelchair is just a nuisance at a luxurious wedding. How will you make it up to me if you ruin the ceremony? Jessica, listen to yourself. Do you really think this is how a bride should act on her wedding day? Pushing away someone who cares about you? Care? Please. You're here out of some misguided sense of obligation, or worse, to ruin my big day out of spite. That's not true at all. I genuinely wanted to share in your happiness, but I see now that was a mistake. The only mistake here is you showing up uninvited. Now leave before I call security. You don't need to do that. I'll go. But Jessica, what now? Don't worry. The ceremony is already canceled. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I wanted to stay until the end, but I'll leave the rest to your groom, Ethan. Wait a minute. What do you mean the ceremony is canceled? And what about leaving it to Ethan? Surely he won't cancel a $1 million wedding. Yes, he will. Ethan was horrified when he saw you trying to kick me out. He rushed off to talk to the venue staff. What? Who would have thought I'd meet my attending physician at the wedding venue? And that he'd be the groom? Attending physician? And Ethan knows why I was rushing my habilitation, to settle things with my awful best friend. He probably never imagined it was his bride. Wait, what's going on? It turns out that Ethan is the attending physician at the hospital where I'm staying, which is owned by his family. Is that so? He was very kind to me during my hospital stay. When I told him I wanted to make amends with a friendship that had fallen apart, he encouraged me as a doctor to do my best in rehabilitation. He was such a kind doctor, even getting angry on my behalf about my terrible friend. But to think he was your groom. This This can't be happening. Neither Ethan nor I could believe it. We were both stunned when we met at the venue. And Jessica, you never even came to visit me in the hospital. If you had thought of me as a friend and visited, we might have known about this beforehand. He ran off to see the venue staff, right? Is he really going to cancel our wedding? Probably. He said it wasn't the time for a wedding. Then he ran off to the staff with a terrifying look on his face. No way. If the wedding is canceled like this, could the marriage itself be called off? How should I know? But thinking about it normally, it probably will be. I don't think anyone would want to marry someone who hurts their so-called best friend with such calculated friendship and then turns them away just for being in a wheelchair. What am I going to do? My chance at marrying into wealth. I've worked so hard for this, and now it's all ruined because of you. Huh? It's my fault. Who else could it be? I've been perfect up until today. I've been playing the role of his ideal woman, pretending to be someone I'm not, and now it's all ruined because of you. If the marriage really is called off, I'll never forgive you. Jessica, you can't be serious. You're the one who's been lying and manipulating people. How is any of this my fault? If you had just stayed away like I told you to, none of this would have happened. So I should have just accepted your cruel treatment and disappeared? Is that what you're saying? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You knew how important this was to me. Important for all the wrong reasons. Jessica, a marriage should be about love, not money or status. Oh, grow up, Olivia. This is the real world. Love doesn't pay bills or buy designer clothes. Is that really all you care about? What about companionship, mutual respect, building a life together? Those are just fairy tales. I had a chance at real security, real power. And now it's slipping away because of you and your stupid wheelchair. I can't believe you're still blaming me for this. Have you considered that maybe, just maybe, your own actions are the problem here? My actions? I've done nothing wrong. I've been the perfect bride-to-be. Perfect. You've been living a lie, Jessica, and now that lie is falling apart. Shut up! You don't understand anything! I need this marriage! I need it! Why? What's so terrible about your life that you need to marry for money? You wouldn't understand. You've always had it easy, Olivia. Pretty, popular, everyone's favorite. Some of us have to work for what we want. Work? Is that what you call manipulation and deceit? Call it whatever you want. It was working until you showed up and ruined everything.
That's enough, Jessica. Olivia has done nothing wrong. It's your fault for not being able to keep up your act until the end.
Huh?
And now you're even trying to blame Olivia. I'm utterly disappointed in you. To think I was about to marry such a terrible person.
Here? Ethan, is that you?
After I told the venue staff to cancel, I came right back to Olivia. I wanted to hear more details from her. I came to learn about your true nature. But she was about to leave. I rushed after her and found this. Turning away someone who came to congratulate you and even trying to blame her for the wedding being canceled, that's unforgivable.
Ethan, please, you don't understand. I can explain everything.
Explain what exactly? How you've been pretending to be someone you're not? How you treat your so-called friends?
No, it's not like that. Olivia and we just had a little misunderstanding. That's all. Jessica, stop. There's no misunderstanding here. You've made your feelings very clear.
As a doctor, I can't overlook your behavior. Turning away someone because of their injuries or wheelchair, that's inhumane.
That's not it, Ethan. I was just worried about Olivia's injuries. I thought it would be hard for her with the wheelchair, and she's not fully recovered yet. I was just suggesting she go home and rest.
Worried? From what I've heard of your conversation with Olivia, it doesn't sound like that at all. You clearly said she was ruining your lavish wedding and told her to leave.
I
believe a wedding is a place to show gratitude to everyone. Of course, the bride and groom are the main characters, but we're able to get married thanks to the support of those around us, our parents, friends, and acquaintances. That's why I think it's a place for us to express our thanks to everyone.
Of course. That's why you spent so much money on the wedding, right? Not just on my dress, but on the food and decorations too. You wanted everyone who came to enjoy themselves.
That's right. I wanted it to be a celebration of love and friendship. But it seems you had a very different idea about what this wedding meant.
No, Ethan. You've got it all wrong. I wanted the same thing. I just got a little carried away with the details.
A little carried away? Jessica, you turned away someone you called your best friend because she's in a wheelchair. That's not getting carried away, that's showing your true colors.
But she only thought we were best friends. I never really considered her a friend, so it's fine, right?
No, it's not fine. It's worse. You approached people with ulterior motives, used them, and then discarded them. I have no intention of marrying someone with such a lack of ethics.
Huh?
So, today's wedding is canceled, and our engagement is off. We can discuss the details later.
No, wait. Please, Ethan. I want to get married. I don't want to postpone the wedding. I've worked so hard for today.
Worked hard at what exactly? Deceiving me? Pretending to be someone you're not?
No, that's not it. I really do care about you, Ethan. Please, give me another chance.
Fine, let's have the wedding ceremony then, but you'll have to pay for all of it yourself.
What?
I've been covering all the costs, so I think I have the right to cancel. If you still want to force a wedding ceremony, then you should pay for it yourself. Don't you think that's fair?
How can you say that? There's no way I can pay for it. It's $1 million.
Exactly, $1 million that I was willing to spend to celebrate our love and share our joy with friends and family. But now I see that's not what this wedding meant to you at all.
That's not true. I do love you, Ethan. Please, don't do this.
If you truly loved me, you wouldn't have been living a lie this whole time. You wouldn't have treated Olivia or anyone else the way you did.
I can change. I promise I'll be better.
People don't change overnight, Jessica. And I'm not willing to build a marriage on a foundation of lies and manipulation.
But what about all our plans? Our future?
Those plans were based on a person who doesn't exist. The real you is someone I don't want to build a future with.
Ethan, please.
I'm sorry, Jessica, but my decision is final. The wedding is canceled. Now I'm going to see Olivia off. You wait in the dressing room.
This can't be happening. This can't be real. What am I going to do? After that, the wedding really was canceled, and he really called off our engagement. I've lost my chance to marry into wealth at the last minute. That's unfortunate. What's with that detached response? This is all your fault. The wedding is canceled, my parents are furious, no one is on my side. What are you going to do about this? I don't know what to tell you. Besides, I'm in the middle of rehab at the hospital. I'm busy, so let's talk later. Don't mess with me. This is no time for rehab. Come out of the hospital right now. Huh? I won't be satisfied until I complain to you directly. That's why I came when I heard you were in the hospital. Can you see me? I'm at the entrance now. I can see you clearly from the rehab room. Come out quickly. You can move in a wheelchair, can't you? Wait a minute. That car next to you, is that the one you drove here? Yes, but what about it? That's not important right now. No, it might be very important. Isn't the front of that car dented? Huh? And that car looks very familiar. Can you wait there for a moment? I'm going to ask the police to check it out. The police? What are you going to have them check? Actually, the car and driver that hit me haven't been found yet. I was a victim of a hit and run. Is that so? It was on a narrow road without security cameras, so the investigation has been difficult. Apparently, a lot of people use that road as a shortcut when the main roads are congested, and many of them speed through it. You can't possibly suspect me of being the culprit. Stop it. I absolutely did not hit and run you. Then, what about that dent in your car? Where did you get that damage? Isn't it strange that you can't immediately explain it as the owner? Or is there some reason you can't tell me? Stop suspecting me. I'm going home now. I've realized there's no point in blaming you anymore. It's too late to run away. There's a police station right behind this hospital. I've already contacted them, and they said they'll arrive soon. You're lying. Besides, there's no point in running now. We've been best friends for years, after all. I know where you live, your parents' house, and where you work. Even if you run now, the police will go to those places later. That's terrible. If the police suddenly show up, my parents and coworkers will be shocked. You're right. That would be troublesome. So, for your own sake, it's better to let them check now. If you have nothing to do with the accident, you can cooperate with the investigation, right? No, stop it. I never thought that was you. Please don't ruin my life any further. It seems you do know something about it. The police have arrived. I can see them clearly from the rehab room window. They're here already? Well then, please cooperate honestly with the investigation. In the meantime, I'll get back to my rehab exercises. Olivia, wait, you can't do this to me! Do what exactly? Ask you to take responsibility for your actions? But we're friends! Best friends! Are we? I thought you made it clear that we were never really friends. I didn't mean that. I was just upset about the wedding. You know how stress can make people say things they don't mean. No, Jessica, you meant every word. And now it's time to face the consequences of your actions. Please, Olivia, I'm begging you, don't do this. I'll do anything. Anything except take responsibility, it seems. The police are here now. It's out of my hands. No, this can't be happening.
Olivia, how are you holding up after everything that's happened?
It's been a roller coaster of emotions, to be honest. I'm still processing it all.
I can only imagine. Finding out your best friend was behind your accident, and then all that happened at the wedding, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's been overwhelming. But I'm grateful for your support through all of this.
Of course. As your doctor and, well, as someone who cares about your well-being, I want to make sure you're taken care of.
Thank you, Ethan. That means a lot to me. How are you doing? This can't be easy for you either.
It's been difficult realizing the person I thought I was gonna marry was so different from who I thought she was. But in a way, I'm grateful we found out before the wedding.
I understand. It's better to know now than years down the line.
Exactly. And Olivia, I want you to know that I'll support you through this legal process. Jessica needs to face the consequences of her actions.
I appreciate that. I never thought I'd be in this position. Pressing charges against someone I once considered my best friend.
It's not an easy decision, but it's the right one. What she did was not only morally reprehensible, but also illegal.
You're right. It's just hard to reconcile the Jessica I thought I knew with the person who could do something like this.
I know, it's a painful realization, but you're strong, Olivia. You'll get through this.
Thank you, Ethan. Your support means more than you know.
You're welcome. And Olivia, once all this is over and you've recovered, maybe we could get coffee sometime?
I'd like that, Ethan. Thank you. A few days later, I received a call from the police. They confirmed that Jessica was indeed the one who hit me in the hit-and-run accident. Apparently, she didn't dispose of the car immediately because she didn't have the money to pay someone to do it. She was planning to secretly borrow money from Ethan's account after they got married to get rid of the evidence. She's now at the police station. Ethan said he'd introduce me to an excellent lawyer who works with the hospital. He insisted I should seek proper compensation, so I'm grateful for his help. I received a letter from Jessica saying, "I'm sorry, we're best friends, aren't we? Please don't press charges. Don't make a big deal out of this." But I no longer consider her a friend, so I'm going to pursue this case to the fullest extent of the law. It's been a while since everything happened. The legal proceedings are over now. Jessica was found guilty of hit and run and attempted fraud. She's serving time in prison and has been ordered to pay a substantial amount in damages. As for me, I'm making good progress with my rehabilitation. Ethan has been incredibly supportive throughout this whole ordeal. He's not only been my doctor, but also a good friend. We've gotten to know each other better and, well, we've started dating. It's ironic how things turned out. Jessica's selfish actions not only ruined her own life, but also brought Ethan and me together. We're taking things slow, but I'm happier than I've been in a long time. I've learned a lot from this experience. True friendship isn't about using people or keeping them around for your benefit. It's about genuine care, support, and being there for each other through good times and bad. I'm grateful for the real friends who stood by me during my recovery. They've shown me what true friendship looks like, and I'll never take that for granted again. As for Jessica, I hope she learns from this experience and becomes a better person, but I won't be waiting around to find out. I'm moving forward with my life, surrounded by people who genuinely care about me. If there's one thing I want people to take away from my story, it's this. Value the real relationships in your life. Don't chase after false friends or try to use people for your own gain. In the end, genuine connections are what truly matter.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Madison, this has to do with my upcoming wedding. Do you know how much you'll be giving us to pay for it?
What? How much I'll be giving you?
At the very least, I'm hoping for $10,000. No, wait, $20,000 from you. If that's how much you'll be giving me, then we can keep things the way they've been planned out.
Now hold on just a second there. You're asking for me to give you $20,000 for your guys' wedding?
I plan to give a really fun wedding with all of my friends there. But we're going to need a pretty big wedding venue to do something like that, right? I also want the decorations to be gorgeous, which is going to cost me a pretty penny, I think. But that's why I'm wanting you to give me some decent financial help here.
$20,000 is way more than you should be asking for. I plan on giving you guys a far more understandable amount for your wedding present, okay?
What? You're giving me that money as a present and not as a support for the wedding itself? You should be separating the two for me. I don't mind you giving us money as a gift as well, but when it comes to the cost of our wedding, I'd like you to try a little harder to give us a larger amount of money.
What did you just say? I'll have you know that I don't plan on paying for you guys' wedding.
What?
I'm not supporting you guys financially, alright? I plan to give you guys money as a present, and that's all.
Then what's gonna happen to my wedding? Both of us plan on inviting close to 100 friends alone. If we don't have the money to pay for a decent wedding venue, then we won't be able to invite them all.
You really plan on inviting that many people?
I just told you, I want all my friends here to celebrate with me. At the very least, there will be 100 of them. And if anything more than that should be coming...
I don't care how many people you guys want to invite, because that is going to be your wedding. But when it comes to your wedding, it should be based around how much you both have saved up for it, and not around what others are willing to give you money-wise. If you can't afford to get a larger wedding venue with the savings that you have, then you're just not going to be able to afford it. You've had plenty of time to save up for an event like this, so you should have been thinking about that whole time how much money you'd need.
Huh? So you're telling me to just give up on having all my friends here at my gorgeous wedding that I have planned? A wedding is something that only happens once in everyone's lifetime. You're telling me to give up on the dreams I've had for a while now? Ugh.
If you don't want to give up on them, then you'd rather find a way to get yourself some more money. And if you're saying you don't want to give up on it, but also don't want to pay for it, then you're just being a selfish child.
So your cheap old butt is gonna preach to me about it? Are you trying to harass me now?
What?
If you're not even going to give me any money, then I don't want to listen to your annoying preaching anymore. By the way, it's insane that you're not going to give us any money at all for this wedding. Devon is your oldest son, right? This is the wedding of your oldest son, so it's normal for the parents to have to pay for everything.
I'm sure things in the past were that way. But in this day and age, I'm past all that ceremonial crap. This household isn't some well-off group of famous people.
But Devon is an executive director already, when he's still so young. He is one of the most important people in your family that you should be boasting around. Yet you're not even going to be supporting him in his wedding? I cannot believe this. Could this really be you trying to harass me now?
Excuse me?
You hate me and that's why you won't give me the money, right? I can't believe that in this day and age, there's still someone who enjoys picking on their son's wife. I never thought of you of all people, Madison, would be willing to do such a ruthless thing. If that's the way you want to act now, then I have something for you. Don't expect either one of us to be there for you in your old age to care for you. I
never expected either one of you to be there for me. Now, Kyrie, would you please calm down already? I have not been trying to harass you in any way.
Then give me the dang money I've been asking for. You should be more than capable of handing over $20,000, right? If you're not harassing me the way I think you are, then find out a way to give me that money.
Cole, do you have a moment to talk? I have something I want to say about Devon and Kyrie.
You want to talk about them? Did something else happen between you guys?
Actually, just a little while ago, Kyrie was asking me to help fund their wedding for them. She asked that I give her $20,000 for it.
$20,000?
But I told her no because I planned to give her money as a gift for their wedding. That's when she blew up on me in a rage. Since then, I haven't been able to get anything from her because she continued to ignore me. I have even tried to talk with Yvonne about it, but even he is ignoring me.
So you've gotten into more trouble with them, huh, Mom?
Before those two got married, I have always thought of Kyrie as being a very quiet and refrained woman. But ever since they got married, she's changed just a slight bit.
She hasn't changed, Mom. I have always been having issues with that woman since the day Devin first introduced us.
What?
You're not the only one that's had some trouble with those two. Anytime I've met with Carrie, she always asks me why I'm not married yet. Then she'll go on about how she's heard that I've never had a girlfriend before and say that that's insane.
Kyrie has been saying all those sorts of things to you?
Devin was always such a good-looking man back in school and had all the women he ever wanted. And then after graduating from school, he was able to land that position as an executive director on the path to becoming a CEO. Carrie seems to think that means that I have achieved nothing compared to him and is always making fun of me for it.
What the hell is wrong with that woman? Why haven't you allowed that to happen to you, Cole?
I think she's picked that up from Devin himself. Ever since elementary school, he's always been making fun of me for being plain and not being so outgoing.
I don't find you to be plain, and you may not be as outgoing, but you think things through before acting and always get good results because of it. There are tons of amazing things about you that those two just can't see. Those two are unbelievable.
Thank you for saying that, Mom. I have become used to all of that, though, and things go a lot more smoothly for me now. Honestly, I think that a lot of things are more tough for you now. Does this mean that you're going to start paying for their wedding now?
Absolutely not! I would never pay for the wedding for a couple as horrible as they are. Especially when Kyrie has been such a jerk to the both of us. I actually seem to think me not paying for them has helped you and I out a lot by expanding the gap between us and them. If they seem to think it's acceptable to treat you and I like that, then I don't want anything to do with them.
Right. You would never suck up to someone as toxic as her. I want to know what she was even trying to do acting that way towards you. What was she trying to achieve there? Doesn't she know that the company Devin is working for currently is your company?
I wonder the same thing. I am not only the CEO of that company, but also Devon's boss. Her treating her husband's boss and mother like that is something I will never be able to understand. Should I punish him in order to make her understand?
Hold on there, Mom. I don't want to know what kind of wrath would unfold if you did something like that to those two.
Sorry. For the time being, I suppose the best thing to do would be stay away from those two. I'm sure that once their wedding is over with, Kyrie will calm down a bit and we can stop worrying about this sour attitude of hers. At least that's what I'm praying for right now. Kyrie, congratulations. That was a very beautiful wedding you had today. Madison, thank you for contacting me at the perfect time. There was something that I totally forgot to tell you today at my wedding. Oh, and what might that be? Starting today, both Devon and I will be cutting ties to you, so please never ever talk to either one of us again. What? What do you mean you're both cutting ties to me? Why would you even say that? You actually went through with not helping us out in any way financially, so we had to come to this conclusion. What? You saw just how upset I became, yet you still didn't choose to give me any money. And when it just came to that gift you gave us, it was just $5,000. I have no desire to become closer to a cheapo grunge like you. Excuse me? I couldn't believe something like that happened. That was the wedding of your older son, and yet you cheaped out on it. Did you think we'd be thankful for a measly $5,000? We're not going to bother you anymore, and we for sure won't be letting you meet your grandchildren. I told you months ago that I would not be paying for your guys' wedding. Yet now you're going to be cutting ties with me just because things didn't go the way you wanted them to be? And now you've just gone and called the $5,000 I gave you to be measly? You had no right saying something like that about a gift given to you. Huh? No matter how I try to look at it, you put no effort or thought into that amount. I've seen Devon giving you way more money to help support you in your life, so don't cheap out on us when it was my wedding we were talking about. Oh, what? Did you just say I've been getting money from Devon? I know that right now you're getting a massive allowance from Devon. Every month you get close to $10,000 from him. Because of that, you've been able to spend every day of your life doing nothing besides relaxing, right? Yet, when it came to his wedding, the wedding of the man that makes your life sitting back relaxing possible, you showed no gratitude at all. What? You've been given that life of fortune by a young executive director. However, you chose to cheap out on him and his wedding, which I'll never be able to understand. I don't want to think of you as my mother-in-law anymore. All you are now is a filthy parasite. Excuse me? And that's why today we are both cutting ties to you. And when we have kids, we won't tell you a single thing about them. Parasites are not allowed to meet our children. Don't you ever come around us again, you crappy old hag. Then I'll make the next CEO my younger son. What? I never once thought that my own daughter-in-law would sort of call me a parasite of all things. If that's how you're going to talk about me, then we're done here. I don't have a daughter-in-law anymore. And I don't have two sons anymore since my older one decided to join you in wanting to cut ties with me. If you don't want me near you both anymore, then tell Devon to never come back to my company ever again. Your company? What? What the hell is this all about now? As the CEO, I'm going to make sure to relay all this information to the HR department. I will no longer allow Devon to work for me anymore. If you guys want to cut ties with me so badly, then you tell him to hurry up and get out of my company. He is no longer the executive director. What? What do you mean you're the CEO? That company Devon has been working on, he built with his friend, right? So how the hell could you all people be the CEO of it now? So that's the kind of lie Devon has been you believing. No wonder you were never respecting me the way I felt I should have been. What? Lie? Go ahead and ask for the truth from Devon himself. And please let him know that his mother calls him a dumbass now. And don't forget to tell him he's no longer working for me. I will be going now. You wanted this to happen, so don't ever talk to me again.
Hey, Mom. Why are you removing me from the position of executive director and having me fired? And now you're making Cole the next CEO? What kind of screw-up company are you trying to create now?
This company won't be screwed up because Cole happened to be very mature for his age. He's also happened to be more responsible than you, hence why he'll be the next CEO now. I won't ever give up my company to a son who thinks he can get away with calling his mother a parasite.
What?
Now, before I begin to tear you a new one, please explain yourself completely to me. Tell me what the hell this allowance of close $10,000 a month is that you've been telling Kyrie about.
That was,
And let's not forget your other lie about how the company I made was made by you and your friend. I have no idea at all what the hell you've been up to and why you lied about so many things. So let's start with you explaining everything to me.
I just really want to get that company. Because of you, I was being made to look like an idiot. That's why I made up some things to try and get Kari to not dig into me.
What are you talking about? Who has been the one making you look like an idiot?
You. And you've been making me look that way to all those freaks from middle school. For the longest time now, I've been having to run into them all at my class reunions. There was this one who was a total loser back in school who went and got promoted big time. And now he's going to become the CEO of that company, and I'm going to be destroyed by all of them freaks? What the hell have you done, Mom?
That's why you wanted to become the CEO so soon?
That's right. I could have become the CEO by now and showed all of them, but you still have not stepped down from your position yet. So for a while now, I've had to lie to Kari about everything. And I'm sure now that since she's gone and told you that she would cut ties to you now, you're freaking out on the inside. I thought that would be the case at least, and that you would give me the company in order to get her to not cut ties to you. That's why I asked her to say all those things to you.
Huh? So you're telling me you did all of that to Kyrie just because you felt you were getting picked on by all of the people you once picked on back in middle school?
Shut up! I need to get your company, so hurry up and just give it to me. That's all you have to do, yet now you're making things even worse by giving the company to Cole of all people. No freaking way this can be happening. I'm far better than that pile of trash. Good point. You are far better than me. And there happen to be plenty of people in this world who are way better than me. But the thing is, you may be better than me on paper, but in reality, I am far superior than you. Huh? Mom just gave me her phone in a fit of rage. I was wondering why she would be so upset, but then I had to look through everything you've been saying to her. Yo, Cole, are you really calling yourself better than me when all you are is a plain old loser? You've never even touched a girl before, and you barely have any friends. You really think some chump like you is better than me of all people? No damn way. I don't recall people caring that much about the amount of friends one has in the workplace. And the same goes for any kind of romantic relationship. I just want to become the CEO, and in that regard, I'm doing okay based off my accomplishment and my appeal to the rest of the employees and moms. And since things like that are what really matter, then there is no chance of you becoming the CEO. The only way you were able to find a job in the first place was by begging Mom to have to force you in. What was that? The only reason you were ever able to even become the executive director is because Mom hated hearing you whine and cry all the time. Luckily for myself, though, I have a little bit of decency. And that's why I never whined about everything and just focused on bettering myself in order to get a job. And with all the accomplishments I've had, that's led me to become an executive director myself. Did you know that for some time now, I've been doing the same exact job as you before another company? What? A stinking freak like you? I hope this goes to show that it's not about touching women and having friends in this world. It's about being responsible and doing one's job well. Also, I have only ever been made fun of by you and Carrie. Everybody else respects me because of the goals and the ones I've so far accomplished. So please, don't worry about Mom's company any longer because I've shown that I can take excellent care of it. Screw you! Mom's company is mine! Please don't talk about Mom's company like it's some kind of toy. There are tons of people whose lives depend on working there and need to be taken seriously. They all go to that company every day to put in some honest work and get paid. Someone who could never understand that will never become a CEO. Shut the freak up, you dick! Who do you think you are talking back to your older brother like that? Do you want me to cut ties to you now? Jesus Christ, I can't seem to get through to you. If you want to cut ties to me, then please do so. It's not going to improve your chances of getting Mom's company, though.
Madison! I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. Could you please find some way to forgive me? I was lied to you by your son, okay? Devon brainwashed me into thinking you were the worst mother ever.
He brainwashed you, huh? I suppose some of this has to be blamed on his lies.
That's right. This is all his fault.
But was it him that was complaining all the time about me needing to give you both money for that wedding?
Huh?
Even if he was lying to you about me, does that excuse your behavior towards me? Like how you started to claim that I was harassing you by not giving you both any sort of funding for your guys' wedding. You were also the one calling that gift I gave you so measly. He may be to blame for lying to you, but in my mind, that does not excuse the way you behave towards me.
I was just really excited to have myself a really huge and luxurious wedding. I never actually meant it that way. I want to apologize for all of that, so please forgive me. Please.
Now hold on there. You don't have to apologize for any of that. We already cut ties to one another, so there's no going back now.
What?
When you cut ties to me, you made me feel like a complete unwanted stranger. So you coming up to me now, asking for forgiveness and apologizing is only causing more trouble.
Wait, please. We don't have to cut ties to one another anymore, so let's get back to being really close to one another, Madison.
Excuse me?
You don't really want to cut ties to me, right? You have been so excited to see the face of your first grandbaby, right? So let's just forget all of the crap that happened before and call one another family again. That way, even you can be happy again, right?
I'd be even more upset if that happened. And that's why I'm totally content with having cut ties now.
What?
Cutting ties to someone can be easily reversed. And after what you said to me before, I don't think I can see you or Devon as family anymore. I'm ready to end this conversation right now and block you because of how little I care about you both now. So please forget about me. All I am to you now is just another random old lady.
Please don't say that kind of heartless stuff. Devon has even thought all of this over and learned his lesson. So please let your older son and his wife become close to you again. If you take back what you said about wanting to cut ties, we'd be happy to even live together with you and take care of you. To someone like you, Madison, there isn't anything else in this world that could make you happier than that, right?
I don't need you guys around me. Remember, I'm the CEO of a large company, and I have all the money I need to take care of myself as I age. I don't need some poor excuse of a wife like you around.
What?
Now that I've gotten that off my chest, give up. I've already finished all the paperwork stating that your husband is no longer employed by me. And alongside the paperwork, I have concluded everything needed to make sure that Nicole will become the next CEO.
No way.
I am doing everything that you asked for when treating me so horribly, so be grateful. Now you and your husband of yours will never need to come around me again. This crappy old hack has followed through with her promises to you, word for word.
I'm so freaking sorry, Madison. I want to apologize to you for the rest of my life, so please forgive the both of us. Don't fire Devon, please.
He's already gone. Now goodbye. I hope the both of you can learn to live without your husband's side of the family from now on. In the end, I made sure that my older son Devon was completely removed from my company. After that, he went to his friend who ran a company of his own and started to yell at his friend to let him into this company since he used to be an executive director for my company. However, his friend knew better and told him no right on the spot because he could never let someone with such childish attitude into his company. So as of right now, Devon is sitting around at home doing nothing with his life because he can't get a job with his unnecessary high pride can deal with. As for Kyrie, she continued to light up my phone with message after message about how she was so sorry and wanted forgiveness. But I never looked at a single one of them up close and continued to ignore her. That's what cutting ties to someone is all about, and that's exactly what she was asking for from me. When it comes to my younger son, Cole, after being made the new executive director, he immediately began to show everyone why he was chosen by me to take the position. He even created a new department within my company, and that department took off in no time and made sure that my company ended the year with major profit. And that means going into this new year, we will be expecting far more resumes from all sorts of people, and we'll open up 100 new positions within the company. I like to think that Cole will become an even better CEO than me when he takes a seat, and I am ready to look forward to that day.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.